Hello, this is Unit 4, and we're going to be talking about Chapter 7, which is about power presses, and Chapter 8, which is about die design and operations. So please refer to your objectives for Chapter 7 and 8. Both objectives are on one sheet. So first, let's talk about power press. So a power press is a machine that supplies force to a die used to blank, form, or shape metal or non-metallic materials. That's a power press. Basic design of power press is the first kind would be a gap frame or a C frame. It comes from the throat opening shape. They're less rigid due to deflection. And then here's the gap frame type. As you can see, this one has support struts on there to try to keep the thing stable. You can see by the design of these things that they're pretty they're not very robust. Another kind we'll talk about would be a straight-sided power press, and they have vertical columns on both sides, and these are really a lot more rigid because there is less possibility for misalignment due to the heavy loadings that come from press work operations. Press work generates a lot of force sometimes, and then the straight-sided presses have a lot more stability. They have less deflection, therefore better accuracy. Here is a picture of a straight-sided press. As you can see, there is a column on both sides that supports the press and provides a lot more stability. Now, power presses can be either hydraulic or mechanical. Mechanicals are a little bit more different because they have a flywheel, and the force capacity is limited on those. But when you're talking about hydraulic power presses, you can go to a very high force, like talking 50,000 tons. And then the other thing about power presses, they have the full, hydraulic power presses have a full load available over the entire stroke. So here's a cartoon that shows you what a mechanical press does and how a hydraulic press works. So the mechanical press, like I said, has this rotating flywheel, and really it only generates, based on the kinematics of this 4-bar linkage here, it only generates full load at the very end of the stroke. Whereas if you have a hydraulic press, you know, the force you can generate in the hydraulic press is a function of the area of this piston and the pressure that you're putting into it. So you can develop the whole force over the entire stroke. That's one of the benefits of having a hydraulic press versus a mechanical press. So here it talks about hydraulic presses versus mechanical presses, and it's just a graph that shows you where they can get their load in as a function of the stroke. Here is another couple cartoons of straight-sided hydraulic presses. Again, close alignment, high precision, and high forces. So the design will handle moderate loads with little side deflection. And we start talking about Chapter 8, die design. We're going to talk about how the punching operations can make a lot of side loads on the dies. So that concludes the first lesson. That was Chapter 7. I'll have a few more lessons like this one for Chapter 8. Thank you.